It's Dr. John with Des Moines Spine and Sport and an update of Mat Games event number 2. So we're working on movement prep for these events, working through the Mat Games events. Event number 2 is called Thrust or Bust, and it's a ladder involving 20 double unders and then a ascending weight in a 1 rep max thruster, working up to a 1 rep max. And there's a couple things that are important in this event that we want to make sure you're taking care of, and that's making sure you're able to flex efficiently through the shoulder, reaching a proper overhead position, and then also maintaining proper spinal position through your core. And we're going to give you a couple mobilizations here and strategies to help achieve those 2 goals. First mobilization we're going to do is going to be getting our shoulders and our arms up into a good flex position, loosening up the lat and external rotators of the shoulder. All right, they'll help our overhead position. We're going to use this PVC pipe. Our elbows are in tight, and we're going to walk our hands out and our elbows in. As we kneel down behind the box. Something like that, and we walk our hands out and our elbows in, so we're nice and externally rotated through the humerus. Then we're going to drop our chest down through our shoulders. I'm going to move over to the side here and show you what that looks like. Okay, so we're turning to the side here. What we're going to do again is drop our head and chest through our shoulders as our weight shifts backwards.
So Dr. John just tackled proper shoulder flexion and strategy for that, utilizing the PVC pipe in the box. I'm going to talk about spinal positioning. So the reason we believe this is really important for this workout is for actually the thruster and the double unders. So typically what we see when athletes fail either one of these movements is they'll dump into flexion of the torso or flexion of that lumbar spine. So I'm catching that thruster in a forward dumped position, or I'm starting to default into forward flexion with my double unders, and I catch on my toes. So one of the primary muscle groups that we usually see associated with that forward dumping or that forward flexion of the torso is the psoas muscle. So this is a muscle group that we've addressed many times here before, but it's one that we're going to give some attention to again now. Reason it's important is, as I said before, it'll dump you into flexion, but then also when you're dumped into flexion, it's going to limit your ability to breathe efficiently through your diaphragm. So we want to be belly breathers throughout this movement as opposed to shoulder breathers. So to be efficient, to keep that chest upright, and to breathe effectively, it's important to basically open up that psoas so we can keep that torso upright. So what I'm going to utilize here is foam roller for that psoas smash, and then we're going to jump down in front of this box and hit up the cow stretch. So basically give you 2 strategies for attacking that psoas. So what I'm going to do here is work to the floor here in a second, but what I want you to visualize is that psoas muscle cutting from the midline out to the anterior aspect of the hip. What I want to do with this foam roller is work it right in at the front of the hip where that psoas is inserting at the anterior hip. So I'm going to work my way down to the floor here. I'm going to hit my left hip, bringing that leg out, straight back, and my right leg is going to be kicked out to the side here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to let that corner of the foam roller really dig into that psoas muscle at its insertion at that anterior hip. After I've smashed that psoas, I'm going to go ahead and get into the couch position to lengthen it up and elongate it, reset that appropriate length. So kick the leg up on top of the box, sink that knee straight to the floor, and I'm going to really focus on getting an upright torso in this position. I'm also going to think about glute activation to set my hips in a good posterior pelvic position. That's going to put that psoas on stretch, on length, and I'm going to hang out here for about 30 to 45 seconds. That wraps up event number 2. So don't forget, shoulder flexion, spinal positioning. Hit that PVC pipe mode, smash the psoas, stretch the psoas. Utilizing those 2 mobilizations, you're going to set you up for success for event number 2. Don't be afraid to watch for our next video on event number 3. We'll be outlining some of the strategies specific for that. And then give us a shout at the clinic as well. We've been working with a lot of athletes here on specific mat game prep, maybe some last second injury rehab, but we're happy to help in any way we can. Thanks for watching.